mics when I speak. Apologies. Chief Rabbi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to jump in before we hear Ian Wright and David Jones and make the appeal now so that you can sit back and have lots of Q&A and listen to all the stories. We always like to have a big name as our guest speaker at these events. Top goal scorer, title holder, club director, captain, manager, England manager. Thank God we went for the top goal scorer. Well, what's really key is that the speaker gets who we are and what we're about. Michael Edelson, who's here today, was our first speaker, our first lunch 10 years ago. 54 people. Now he's back as a supporter of our work. Michael, thank you for joining us. Ian Wright embodies everything that is MLB London Brady. His success in sport didn't come from joining a Premier Academy side as a child and being cosseted through his teenage years. Whilst he had trials as a teenager, his true potential as a footballer was only spotted when he played for Dulwich Hamlet at the age of 20. He came up through the Isthmian leagues, and for every ambitious amateur player, he will always be the proof that dreams do come true, that competition works, that you should never give up in following your talent, and most importantly, that you should always enjoy your sport. You always see Ian with a smile on his face. And that's exactly what we drum into every young person we work with at Rowley Lane. And even today, as Ian has moved from pitch to pundit, he still embodies what we feel at MLB London Brady. Ian has two sons whose careers have followed his own. In common with many parents at Rowley Lane, I'm sure that he gets as much pleasure in following their success as each of us does when we see our sons and daughters make the most of their talent on our pitches every weekend. It doesn't matter if it's Wembley, White Hart Lane or Rowley Lane. To see your child play well, assume the responsibility that comes from a team sport and enjoy their game is a pleasure for every parent and grandparent to see. Watching the Olympics and Paralympics this summer, it struck me how many of our medalists took the time in their interviews afterwards, not only to thank their families, but also to name-check their first coaches or reference the grassroots initiative that began their interest in sport. And that's really important to me, because I've always thought that the key difference between children really enjoying participating in sport and becoming a successful sportsman or woman is not only about the natural talent they possess, but it's about the encouragement they receive, the environment in which they train, and the people around them. Looking around this room, I see people I grew up with, and with whom I share not only a love of playing sport, but also shared opportunity of playing in a top-class amateur game. For me, that came down to the encouragement and support of Martin Priestley, who was our PE teacher and football coach at school. There's a few people here that will know Martin Priestley. Mr. Priestley was the first adult outside of my family who took me seriously. He built up my self-confidence by believing in me and my ability. He made learning, because that's what coaching is, fun. And much of what I've achieved in life today began with that confidence he placed in me then. And I know that's the same for so many of us here today. We were taught to play by the rules, to play fairly but competitively, to be a leader on the pitch, and a mentor and friend to our teammates in the changing room. And that is why I think so many Olympians remember their first coach. Because unless you enjoy what you're doing in life, whatever it is, unless your talent is fostered and encouraged, you will never succeed. And so for us at Rowley Lane, it's the place where young people today get the encouragement and support, not only to enjoy their sport, but also to begin to excel. And I genuinely think there is a greater need for this than ever before. There are fewer and fewer opportunities for children and young people to develop and grow in safe environments and be treated as individuals. Rowley Lane offers the best compromise. We encourage and indeed thrive with the support of parents and grandparents who come to watch their children play. But each child has a captain, a coach, and a manager, and is treated as an individual. It's a great place to grow up. Each week I see young adults who coach our teams or are leaders in our camps. And I can remember when they started out at MLB as small kids, growing up surrounded by encouragement and support, now passing it on to the next generation. And what's so important about MLB is the role we play in continuity. Rowley Lane is a magnet for Jewish families who bring their children to play great sport, but build even greater friendships that will last a lifetime. From our holiday camps for the youngest children through to our masters football teams, we are proudly stemming the tide of Jewish disengagement by providing a touch point for children, teenagers and adults from all walks of Jewish life and from every denomination and level of observance. We see it time and time again at MLB. Youngsters who come here to play sport for whom this is their only connection with their Judaism. Young adults from across the world who move to London and make MLB their first port of call in Jewish life. And young people and families who have no other current affiliation with the community, but for whom we provide an ongoing route to home on their Judaism. MLB is a great advert for the Jewish way of life, uniting families, encouraging children, celebrating our community and being open and welcoming to all. MLB is the home of Jewish sport. But we're not just a home for our community. We're an important bridge builder between the Jewish people and other communities in London and beyond. At a time when society is correctly focusing on fundamental British values, we are proud of the role that MLB plays in opening up the Jewish community to others. Every weekend, we welcome teams from across London and the home counties. For many of them, we are their first introduction to the Jewish community. Players will enjoy a post-match latka, Vienna and pickled cucumber, and tolerate being beaten by the Lions, while supporters rave about our half-time carefulls with their cup of tea. But more than that, they get to meet with and share an enjoyable competitive day with a community they know little about. We get a chance to make friends with them and at times correct the myths and inaccuracies that others have told them about our fine community. So it's great for us and great for them that through sport and the mutual respect that comes from competition, we are able to welcome others, to show them our community at its best, and to build bridges between their lives and ours. The fact is, everybody wants to play at Rowley Lane, and we need to continue to make that possible. We're bursting at the seams, but have plans will over time meet this demand. God and Barnet Council willing, and we all know which of those two is more powerful, we will be beginning our capital investment programme over the next 12 months, transforming our facilities and building more. But in the meantime, we need to keep Rowley Lane running. We have an excellent staff of coaches, leaders who work tirelessly to maintain its success. And so a special thank you to all of them, and in particular Lara, Marta, John and Dan, and the team at Rowley who run the site on a daily basis. And a big thank you to my fellow trustees who give up their time to oversee its growth and success. I must also mention you, the supporters, the parents, the grandparents, who are on the sidelines, come rain or shine. Thank you for supporting us. We deliberately charge commercial but affordable rates to all the teams who play at Rowley Lane. We don't want to price them out of playing here. This means we need £300,000 each year just to make up the shortfall. We're not a local authority like the other providers and facilities we're up against. We can't grab a bit of People's Council tax or employ more in parking enforcement officers. And don't get me wrong, I'm delighted we are not a local authority because, unlike local government, we squeeze every penny out of every pound we have to make sure it goes straight into our services. But this does mean that each year we rely on the generosity of people like you, people who care about the future of our young Jewish community, people who care about the future of our young Jewish community, people who care about Jewish continuity. People who share our enthusiasm and vision. People who share our passion for sport and healthy living. People who want to help us to continue to invest in the next generation of Jewish leaders, winners, competitors, and givers. All of us are approached all of the time to support charitable causes, and I totally accept that this isn't a life or death situation. It's not saving the world, but it is about preserving something that we all value. Without MLB, something magical would be lost. Through your generosity, we can fund the gift of opportunity and give our children somewhere to grow up into successful, healthy, confident young Jewish adults. Without your support in our day-to-day funding, these facilities, these pitches, this coaching, these camps could not take place. It's not about changing rooms, it's about changing lives. So please, when the table hosts hand out the pledge cards in a moment, please do everything you can to help us give your children, your grandchildren, and young people from across our community the opportunity to play, to compete, to learn, and to grow. Thank you all for being here, and wish you all a happy and sweet New Year. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you very much.